Alright, what's up guys? Let's talk about making dark melodies. Right off the bat with it. So this is probably one of the more commonly requested, once again, because I am a man of the people. I get requests, I do them. Now unfortunately this is not from scratch, so yes, everyone can take a big gasp and like, yeah, okay, whatever. Moving on, so let's talk about it. So first off, probably going to want to use a minor harmonic maybe. Do what you will. There's not really, I mean, I guess there are dark scales, there are happy scales. A minor, E minor, usually happy scales. You know, these sharp scales are usually going to be more gritty, more tough. So anyway, so let's break down this melody one by one. What is going on? Why is that? All right, there you go. So let's just break it down bare bones. Bare bones. So here's what I started. I started with this pluck from 𝕭𝕐𝕒𝕥𝕤. So let's take a listen. It's playing a very basic pattern. So that was just the blueprint of like what it is about to be. But this is a very simple melody to start off with. You can hear it's a very dark sound. Obviously sound selection is like very key in this, so you know, find your dark sounds. This isn't a sound selection tutorial though, so we're not going to be spilling any sauce on where to get anything, but yeah, we can do that later. But anyway, as you can see, it's basically playing a G sharp minor chord with the G sharp and D sharp notes, you know, taking, you know, G sharp, D sharp, there you go, whatever the word that is for it. And then you can see the B is playing here. So essentially, let me show you the chord it's playing up here. You could see this is basically just the melody playing out from this chord. And as you can see, this A sharp here is playing, so that's like adding tension here. And just with dark melodies in general, you want to be adding tension and doing these one note jumps. So you're not going to want to be having melodies that jump like this far in note space. It's going to want to be like that by steps, half steps, you know. You'll use your ears and you'll figure it out eventually. Like, you know, like I said, practice. So next we have a bass arp. Basically a sub bass with that little layered sound effect. Sounded cool, I put it in. And then basically what I did here is I wanted to separate the sound. So as you can see that there's a third synth on this sound from Ocean View, shout out them. And so I isolated it. I turned it off here, duplicated the channel, and as you can see, same preset with just that synth on, because I want to half speed this, and this is more of like an ARP. So, oh my god, I'm gonna kill myself. So, as you can hear, that's that, and that'll, you know, that just isolates it as a different part. As not a different part, but a different element of the melody. So anyway, now we have this pad. I intend on reversing that, and you know, again, it's playing G sharp and D sharp because, you know, this is basically just a one chord type of melody. And anyway, so now here comes the fun stuff. So now the basics are down. Oh, I'm sorry, this is also another ARP. It's just I don't know, I'm just trying out cool shit. Now I'm like a weirdo and I don't mix while I make my melody. I kind of like to really, you know, challenge myself. And by challenge myself, I mean make it difficult on myself, because I'm fucking weird. So yeah, whatever. So all that's done, the groundwork is done. Now it's time for the melodies. So as you can hear, the first melody I had is this flute. Alright, you got it? Alright, now the next melody I have is this. It's a piano, but I don't think it's a piano. So something to take away from here. So as you can see, you see where this melody plays, and you see where the omnisphere, the flute, plays. There is a call and response happening here where, sure, the first note hit is fine, all the instruments can hit on the one, it'll sound cool anyway. But where this melody is inactive, so in this space, this flute is going. So together, you can see they play off of each other, and I'll just play with the pluck. So So, as you can see, there's a nice call and response there. And then with everything, it's going to sound rough, but so, if you can hear where I'm going with this, you can hear where I'm going with this. If not, well then, let me snap my fingers and we'll have it mixed. So, we've mixed the beat. Let's check it. Alright, so here's a quick tour of the effects chain. And let's listen to the mixed melody. pretty sick. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, this is fucking saucy. I like this. So, if you hadn't noticed, the biggest thing is mixing and effects. Sound toys is something I really want to invest in, but that's a game changer, especially with just, flanges and, just manipulating sounds. But anyway, so one of the biggest things I want to stress here is not routing your bass, the sub bass, to the melody bus, because if you are like me and put a light glue compressor on it, it'll probably, since the bass will be very overpowering, it'll just duck everything else down. So I keep that as a separate entity. Otherwise, I put a grow speed on the regular ARP, so it sounds like this. So it's in the background. I took out one of the sounds that I wanted to work in. Anyway, and also the next thing is the pad. A bunch of effects, but they're mostly doing the same thing. Not really. That's such a lie. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, isotope vinyl just to crush the sound. A 𝔹𝕖𝕒𝕥𝕤 supermassive as a reverb. A flanger. A frequency shifter that kind of just destroys the sound a bit. An ozone imager which stereoizes the pad. A portal which is a pitch manipulator. I think it's a pitch manipulation preset. So if you play it with the entire pad, as you can see that it's rising up. If you play it with it on the entire time, it's kind of overbearing, and I don't want it to come in, so that's why I just automated it. This is the automation clip for that, to come in just as the portal is reversing, at its most highest volume. So yeah, so I'll let you hear that. And then also I liked it when the it was stereoized, and then I automated the ozone imager too, so it would go down as it gets loudest again. So this is how it sounds. So if you have headphones on, you can hear that the stereo field is kind of it's lowering into a more mono type of frame. Like the sound itself isn't in mono, but it the word is eluding me, but the opposite of stereo width. So instead of it being wide, it becomes less wide. I cannot find the antonym for wide in my brain right now. And anyway, so that's the cool sound. Otherwise, everything's pretty basic. As just a flanges EQ here as well, kind of just killing the sound, making it sound really vintage and not bright. This OTT was just to bring up the volume a bit. So as you can see, I'll play the flute on its own. So you can hear it's pretty low in the mix. So that OTT brightens it up a bit, but there's still highs being taken out from the isotope vinyl being on 1960. So that, and then this was pretty much left the same, right? Yeah, kind of just a little compressor just to compress it a bit. And then yeah, RC20 Vinyl 2 preset that's just played around with a little bit, and a compressor. So I'm gonna export this melody out, and we're gonna work on the drums. So let's go.